My name is Cesar Rivas, and I'm the National Sales Executive for Sound Payments, and I represent the Sound POS solution that we have. Um, Familiar with our solution? It's a highly customizable POS at a very reasonable price with many functionalities, and that's really the purpose of this workshop. If you have any questions, feel free to go to the chat or QA and write stuff in there. I'm always looking at this throughout the conversation, throughout the workshop. Okay, I hope everybody can hear me. All right, so we've been doing these workshops now for about a year and a half, and really the idea is, provide you the reseller with several different types of verticals and the different features for which you would use these verticals. All right. It's about a half hour long. It's always the last Wednesday of the month at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. California. And we record these and actually post these on our YouTube channel, Sound Payment. So you can feel free to, go in there if you want to take a look at it. Really, it's a 15 minutes focusing on something new, maybe a new feature or a new device. And then the last 15 minutes is kind of a quick sales demo. So if you've seen these workshops before, you know that you can drop off up to the first 15 minutes. All right. All right, so the premise is that we want to offer different solutions, be highly adaptable, and empower you to provide the merchant with the best solution so that they can focus on running their business and not have to worry about how they're going to receive payments. So today we're going to be talking about the need for an external pin pad. If you're familiar again with our units, you know that we work with kind of all-in-one units. Our countertop units, such as the E700, as you can see, has it's got the employee-facing screen. It's got the customer payment screen on the other side, where you can either insert chip cards or swipe a mag or tap on these. Let's see what we've got on here. Okay, yeah, we still have a little while to go there, but just to finish on here, and I'll respond to that a little bit more in length later on. So the idea is that they even have the printer built in. You can attach your scanners. Remember, you can also support. It also supports attaching. Network printers and so forth. Same thing with the E800, where you've got your employee-facing screen, a payment terminal, and even a customer-facing screen where you can do some marketing. And of course, you got your your printers. As you know, our system also works on other PAX units, such as the E600 Mini. It's a brand new unit. I know you're familiar with it. If you remember the old E600, which still works, I believe end of life is 2025. That was a kind of a handheld unit, but it was kind of big. It did fit in the palm of your hand, but you had a strap on there, a little bit heavy, not something that you would want to take around for a long time. So they came up with an E600 Mini, which has the same features, and it really is much more comfortable as far as holding it in the palm of your hand. Still not as small as the A920. Small hand, as you can see on here, still looks a little bit bulky, but it's pretty good. So there are some instances where you may need an external pin pad instead of having all-in-one solutions such as the E700. You've got your typical supermarket cash lanes. You look at these here, where you've got kind of the customer-facing pin pad, and then you've got your POS facing the employee on the other side. So you would do require kind of a detached, so it would be comfortable. And also, you could see it at the convenience stores where maybe they've got some sort of a security cage, and even now with COVID, sometimes they just have a little barrier, but you still need to have a separate pin pad. So our units are compatible with that. All right, you can actually do your deactivate your internal or your built-in attached payment terminal, or it'll only have your customer's logo on there, and you can use either an Aries 8, okay, which is a really nice looking pin pad, or an A35, and which is a little bit, smaller, very convenient as well. Okay. It's not very difficult to actually set that up, but I just wanted to show you guys today really, what that looks like. As far as the technical features, as far as how you set it up, I won't bore you with that, but we've got a kind of a guide on how to set it up. It's very easy to do, but I did want to show you then what that looks like. So I've got a little video for you guys here. Let's see. Okay. So on here, this is the E700, kind of like the shopping cart. We're adding a couple of items on here. I've got some potato chips, maybe adding something to drink on here. All right. Large drink. It looks a little blurry simply because I'm doing the casting and it's not, like high quality casting, but looks good. All right. So when I go to pay and now you choose credit card, all right. And this is again the employee facing screen. Once you choose credit card, you'll get this screen on here. You'll tell the client, all right, look out on your screen. And now I'm going to show you an Aries 8 screen. And remember, the Aries 8 also has the actual physical keys where they can type in stuff. All right. So I'll switch over to the Aries 8, where you can actually even put your customer's logo as well. And you'll see that here in a second. I'll switch over, kind of a slow connection there during the video. All right. And then the customer will actually see on the screen, what they're being charged, and they'll have the option to input a tip amount if they want. If they don't want to input a tip amount, they can just press either the green button on the screen or the green button that's on the keys for the Aries 8. Again, if you recall, we look at the Aries 8 here. You've got these keys that are built in. So the customers would be able to either choose, on the screen or press these keys here to go along. All right. All right. Let's continue here. All right. So yeah, they press the green key to, they don't want to put a tip amount. And the system will actually tell them, to either insert the card, put it on here, either insert the card or tap or swipe. The Aries 8 does have a, like the kind of the swipe strip on the side, in addition to having where they can actually input the credit card with a chip here on the bottom. Okay. So it'll tell them to insert, tap, a swipe. If it's a debit card, it'll actually prompt them, input a PIN code for the debit. Okay. And this is again all in the Aries 8, or if the 835, it'll be a little bit different, but it'll have all the basic information as far as walking the customer through there. All right. And again, they'll be able to use the buttons that are on the actual physical buttons that are on that unit. Okay. All right. So you go ahead and press PIN. Okay, and then we're going to go back to the E700 where it'll actually, prompt the employee as far as the receipt side. So on here, the customer's still seeing this. It tells them to remove the card. And then the PIN pad actually goes back to kind of its, display mode, transaction approved, thank you. And it'll go back to, the logo for the store. Okay, and then you go into 700. And now for the employee, it'll ask, what kind of receipt. You're still going to be able to use the printer that's on the actual E700. You recall the E700 comes with a built-in printer. Well, all of the countertop units do, even the E600, which is kind of countertop and portable. So it has a printer over here. So it'll go ahead and again prompt the employee as far as what they want to do as far as the receipt, or if they want to even do email, the employee will be able to input the email address there. Okay, or choose none if you don't want. So that's pretty much in a nutshell. So again, just to reiterate, even though our units do come in this all-in-one setup, you do have the option to attach an external pin pad. All right. So Derek, first question as far as vendors, look, we're kind of in the middle of. We're also doing kind of some sort of an integration, not full integration, but some sort of connectivity with QuickBooks, and we think QuickBooks, because it does have a kind of a vendors function. We're going to see how we can make it work, but I don't really have a time frame as far as when it's going to be available. Unfortunately, this time. All right. Now, regarding the inventory cash discount question, will an update be coming to allow for two-way price conversion in inventory? Right now, merchants must add to the inventory instead of inputting their cash price. Well, that's, yeah, when you're doing the cash discounting, you're absolutely right. Because from what I understand, what's going to display for it to count as a cash discount, it has to display, the high price on the inventory screen. Okay, that's the way that I understood it. So a little bit of a technical question. We've taken it up with our tech department, and really can't give you a response on that right now. All right, sorry about that. All right, so that's pretty much the detached pin pad in a nutshell. So now I'm going to move on to the second part of the presentation, which is, as I said, a little bit of background on our part. All right. I see Joseph does have a question. The E700 is a customer-facing slate items being purchased. Well, remember, no, not the customer-facing screen. What's going to be showing that will be the actual the Aris 8, okay, or the A35. It'll replace that. All right. All right. So to give you a little bit of a background about us, if you're not familiar with who we are, we're out of Jacksonville, Florida. Want to provide some innovation in the payment services industry, and with a value that's going to be at a reasonable cost. We also do have an office in St. Pete, Florida, and we work right now as far as hardware with PAX, but we do have some offices outside of the U.S. We do all our own development, so that's an advantage because we're able to listen to what you need and able to provide you with, maybe something a little bit more customizable if we see that it's very mainstream. All right, so as I mentioned before, our Sound POS is a highly customizable little POS here. I say little, but it really is very powerful. You got, functions around inventory, like different ways of keeping track of inventory by ingredients, attributes. You can even do an attribute matrix. You can upload your initial inventory using an Excel template that we provide, or you can not keep inventory at all. You can there's restrict access to employee functions at a very detailed level, and also track hours worked and then export that in Excel. It's got a customers database that not only is able to store the customer's personal information, but it also provides them with a credit account if the merchant wishes, and a loyalty program based on points. You can customize your sales tax at the individual product level, and you have unlimited sales tax rates and sales tax categories. Because it's cloud-based, it's constantly synchronizing with the cloud, which of course the advantage is where a terminal go down, very easy to fix. And then if you've got multiple terminals in one location, they'll be able to talk to each other, do things like start an order in one terminal and then maybe take payment in the other, or update inventory pricing. It does come with a web portal. It's browser based, so you can use a computer, tablet, or even a cell phone. And you've got a broad range of reports. You got some reports that are specific for the terminal, and some reports that are on the web portal, which are Excel and PDF based. And then you can sort the data and filter and so forth. It's processor agnostic. Remember, we're not a processor ourselves, so we just developed the solution. Because it's cloud-based, provides real-time remote monitoring to the devices and transactions, and you can add new updates and firmware updates remotely without having to be there. It can actually be deployed remotely as well. Just need somebody to kind of accept the remote assistance on the terminal side. You can see here some sample screens. On the left-hand side is the actual POS screens. The one on the top is the portable units, like the E600 Mini, which we talked about earlier today, and the A920. It's got a portrait-oriented screen, so a little bit different. And then on the bottom is your countertop units, such as the E700 and the E800. On the right-hand side, you can see screenshots of the actual web portal. The one on the top is on a computer, greater or broader browser, and then the one on the bottom is for a smartphone. All of the devices come with batteries, backup battery. It's based on Android. They all have cameras, which can be also used for code scanning, in addition, of course, attaching the scanner, as I said before. You've got, you can use network printers, as I said before, and connect in various ways: 4G, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, Bluetooth, and then the countertop units all have the dual terminal screens as well. All right. Multiple applications in the food industry. I would say the only restriction is a full service restaurant, but other than that, it does work in almost any other setting. On under the voices outside of PAX. Look, I know that we have a oh, I forgot it. Sorry, it escapes my mind right now. You know, what allows you to kind of integrate or talk different languages or different items. We have something that we provide if you've got, you know, some of our vendors that are actual developers to kind of integrate your own stuff into our POS. If you want to, just shoot me an email and we can talk a little bit more in depth about that, or I can actually connect you with the right person. And I'm not on the tech side, I'm more on the sales side. All right. All right. So as I was saying, on the food industry, great solution for food trucks because it does keep track of items by ingredients. And then you've got, you know, that portable unit also that's really good. Storefront food industry, you know, retail, like a butcher ice cream parlor is great. We're in the process of integrating a scale as well. All right. You're welcome, Joseph. As far as retail, yeah, that's a really broad range. You know, garments, used stores, and things like that. Grocery stores like a mini mart, bodega, and things like that, and then hardware, tires, party supply, a whole range of stuff. You know, if you've never seen it in action, I would advise you to, you know, request a demo. Be more than happy to do one for you. All right. It does come with 24/7 merchant support, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, you have a one-stop shop called Sound Hub, where you can see, you know, download guides, videos, and things like that. Free updates and upgrades. We do provide also advanced level support for the reseller. Very experienced implementation team. I'd say one of the biggest advantages is a sales support. I'll do the demos for you. So if you've got your team that's got merchants, you know, as long as somebody from your team is on there. So when pricing is discussed, you know, I don't deal with that. But I can even customize the presentation if you give me a couple of days. Use the merchant's logo and maybe some inventory stuff that would resemble what they sell. All right. So with that, leave my email address there, Caesar@rsoundpayments.com. Again, Joseph, shoot me an email regarding that question so I can forward it to the appropriate person. If you want to watch this or any other video, again, it's on our YouTube channel at Sound Payments. And well, we'll see you the last Wednesday of next month. Thank you.